All I have to say is wow, 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 wow. I mean, that WrestleMania 28 last night was absolutely tremendous in terms of what they brought and what they advertised for the big main events, the big setups for everything last night. The end of an era match, in my opinion, 5-star classic match when you consider the storyline that went into it, the drama that was in the ring, the storytelling that was presented to us, the heart, determination, the show that these guys put on. There's no doubt in my mind that this cannot that this shouldn't be a 5-star match. When you consider me, I've been a fan of wrestling for about 20 years now. Yes, I started as a young guy, and here I am again. I'm still watching wrestling. I love it. I'm gonna go match by match. This is my WrestleMania, I guess you could say my follow-up, my review of what's happened last night. First match, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. First of all, I'm gonna say this about the opening of WrestleMania. One of the things that always hyped me up, no matter what event I went to. As you know, I live here in Orlando. I went to the event when it was here in Orlando. Possibly the greatest night of my life. But one thing that always hypes me up is the opening pyro for each show. And I was kind of disappointed that they didn't bring that this year. I don't know why they didn't have opening pyro for the show. I will say this, the stage looked absolutely magnificent, as they always do. A great job by the WWE. But first match, Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship. I must say that this absolutely disappointed me, because it just further shows that SmackDown is nothing more than a toy to develop other talent. If you're going to have a World Heavyweight Championship match end in 18 seconds, I mean, there's no point of having a match. I mean, it just shows that the title is just a joke. It's just going to be put on whoever they're trying to push, and we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, Daniel Bryan has tremendous talent. Sheamus has been known to put on good matches. I don't know if they couldn't find a way for these two guys to work or not, but I'm happy that Sheamus won the title. But it absolutely disappointed me that they didn't give these guys a chance to showcase their abilities on the grandest stage in sports entertainment. Moving on, I don't remember the order of the matches. I'm going to just go off the order in my head. Kelly and Maria Menounos and Beth Phoenix and Eve. I will say this match wasn't good. It was a story-based match. We all know the things about it. I will say this, Maria Menounos is one of the hottest things I've ever seen in my life. Good job on Maria with the Greek flag and everything like that. But we all know Maria has been in the ring before, but absolutely the highlight of this match was Kelly hitting that little flip off the top rope. I did not expect that coming. I did not see that coming. But Kelly, props to you. The match, although in the whole entirety, was not that very well entertaining to me. Next, we have Cody Rhodes and the Big Show. This match, I predicted that the Big Show would win it. I felt that they were going to have him get over the hump, since that's all they've been talking about, since that's all they've been documenting the whole match. But the match in itself was just absolutely trash. The reason it was trash is for the simple fact these guys, they couldn't find a way to actually like work together. There was a botch moment when Cody Rhodes couldn't find a way to hit the second beautiful disaster off the ropes. So take it what you will. It was a slow paced match. Every match with the Big Show is slow paced. That's to be expected of him. But all in all, I'm happy the Big Show finally won something major at a WrestleMania event. He got an Intercontinental Championship. Good job to you. All in all, I'm gonna give that match about 2 stars. It wasn't that very entertaining. Moving on to Kane and Randy Orton. I mean, this was another match in my opinion. Like I said, I came into WrestleMania with the match card lineup with low expectations. I wasn't expecting a whole lot coming out of these matches. So what I did get, I was absolutely surprised with. The match is what you would expect out of a typical Kane matchup. Kane is a methodical guy. He uses his power. Randy Orton, you know he's going to get his sneak moments in there, but I was kind of upset that we didn't get to see an RKO. It was just arguably one of my favorite moves to see pulled off. The way that Randy Orton does it is just absolutely incredible. It's not better than a diamond cutter. We all got to know the original guy from that, but here we go. The finish saw Kane with the second rope choke slam. Did not see that coming. I will say this, it was great to see that. I'm kind of happy that it took me by surprise. I thought Randy Orton was going to win the match, but unfortunately he didn't. So Kane get his, he comes back out of nowhere, fused with John Cena. Now he got some match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. He gets the win. So congrats to Kane. I'm gonna give that match another 2 stars. It wasn't as bad as Rhodes, but I don't give half stars. It's either you get full or you get nothing. So I'm gonna give that match 2 stars. It would have gotten a 3 if it was a little more fleshed out in terms of entertainment value, but it wasn't that entertaining of a match. Moving on, we got Team Johnny versus Team Teddy. This match was absolutely confusing, if that's a word you want to throw into it. These guys are talented. Most of the guys that were in this match have the talent to put on a good match. But the thing is, they wrestled that match like it was a typical Raw or SmackDown match. There was nothing like significant to like catch my attention. The fact that you got 12 guys in there, 12 guys who all have some form of talent in them, and you're not showcasing their abilities, I mean, it's kind of sad. Highlight of that match had to be the Ryder, Kofi, and I can't remember the third guy, but when they all jumped over the top rope, that was possibly the greatest. Actually, no. The funniest thing to me was actually when Mark Henry caught Hornswoggle and he just tossed him aside like a sack of bricks. That was hilarious in my opinion. That was the highlight of the match for me. I think just for that moment alone, I'm going to give it 3 stars. But in terms of the actual match, the content that happened when you seen Eve get in there and she interfered with Zack Ryder, and then they had that continuation with her like just screwing over guys to get what she wants. I mean, you take it as you will, but I felt it was like completely unnecessary. But the fact that they got into that they still continuing that storyline is beyond me. Zack Ryder is he's still a fan favorite, but he's an afterthought after what has happened with him with the United States Championship and all that other stuff. So now moving on, I guess I'm gonna do The Rock and Cena first. I mean, a reason I'm not gonna do them last, I mean, I know that was the big build up for the past year for Rock and Cena, but a lot of people are comparing this. I mean, put it this way, this is The Rock's second icon versus icon match. Remember, the first one was with Hogan at WrestleMania, and that, in my opinion, is hands down the greatest match of The Rock's career. I mean, there's no way you can actually top what happened at that match. But Rock and John Cena, I went into this, I mean, we all know that neither one of these guys are great in-ring performers. They're great charisma guys. They're great microphone guys. They are great at getting the crowd hyped up and all that other stuff. But the thing is, when it comes to actual in-ring ability, I mean, The Rock does have a little bit more in-ring ability. He showcased that more towards the end of his career than he did at the beginning. But for a Rock-John Cena matchup that's been hyped for so long, I mean, I would expect a little more intensity coming from these guys. I mean, with that emotional buildup that we had the whole time, this whole past year that led to this match, it didn't really come off as that intense of a match inside the ring. I mean, when I looked at this match, I was on paper, I was like, okay, these guys are talking trash. Rock's talking about his mama, Cena's calling him bitch, everybody's somebody else's bitch and all this other stuff. I mean, it was great microphone back and forth banter between these two, but when it actually came down to getting it in the ring, I wanted to see like the point where these guys were literally trying to tear each other apart. But the thing is, they just had a traditional back and forth battle match. John Cena, of course, he's known as a power guy. He uses power more than anything else. The Rock has always been the guy that can who's always been the quicker guy who can showcase his moves better. But like I said, inside the ring, the intensity that was supposed to be showcased for a match of this kind of caliber that's been built up as an emotional matchup with so much trash talk, it just came off as a flat match to me in terms of what was going on. I'm not saying the match wasn't good. It was a good match, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, when you have that crowd that was so amped up for this match, the introductions for these guys, you had Machine Gun Kelly come out there before John Cena made his way to the ring. You had Flo Rida come out there perform before The Rock came out there. The Rock came out there, the crowd went crazy, and the match in itself, I mean, it was kind of a letdown. I was expecting this match to be intense, back and forth, one of those hard fought battles, but it didn't come off as that good of a intense match for the rivalry that these two, the animosity that these two have built up towards each other. Whether or not other people feel that way, I don't know, but from my personal opinion, it could have been a lot better. That match I'm gonna give a 3 stars to. Like I said, I don't give half stars, I don't give quarter stars. It's 3 stars. It could have easily been a 4-star matchup if there was more intensity to it, but it wasn't that intense of a match to me. I mean, I was glad that The Rock won the match. I mean, when The Rock won the match, I literally like, yes, Cena lost, and I was hoping that I could see like a parade of kids crying throughout the streets that Cena lost, because that was the greatest moment of my life, to see my favorite wrestler of all time, The Rock, take on the biggest piece of trash that the WWE is hyping up in John Cena. I mean, it was just absolutely great in my opinion. Moving on, second best match of the night, CM Punk and Chris Jericho. We knew these two guys were gonna have a great matchup. These guys are known for putting on great matches. Y2J, I don't care what anybody says. All right, first of all, this is about being the best in the world. First of all, both these guys are the best in the world at what they do, per se, towards their character. Chris Jericho has always been that guy that will get under your skin, that will tease, that will taunt, that will provoke you to do so many things. And he actually performed that very well at the beginning of the match. Calling out CM Punk's sister, calling out his father, trying to force him to get disqualified and everything. It came off as real great, intense in the storytelling in the match that translated from the previous build-up inside the ring. It was great to see that. Highlight of the match obviously has to be the top rope Frankensteiner countered by Chris Jericho into the walls of Jericho. That was tremendous. That was outstanding. I did not expect that. Another highlight of the match was when Jericho suplexed CM Punk from the inside of the ring outside to the floor. That's not something you always see happen in the match. It's always reversed, and the fact that they went through with that was absolutely tremendous in my opinion. That's one of those moves that you rarely see happen in the wrestling ring. But these guys put on a hell of a show. It was a great match, very intense, very methodically paced. I loved what I seen out of these two guys. That's absolutely a 4-star match. CM Punk coming out the victor. It was just a tremendous occasion. I mean, I for one thought that Jericho would possibly walk out of there champion, but the fact that CM Punk did win is more props to him. I love it. I hope that this storyline continues as it should. These guys, they have a lot more that I think they could put on an even greater match, because first of all, they had to follow up what was absolutely the match of the night. But these two guys, I hope this rivalry continues. They put on one hell of a show. Props to CM Punk and Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, even though he's been around for many years now, the man can still put on a great matchup. Now, match of the night, hands down. They're 5 stars. I don't care what anybody say. 5-star matchup. Triple H, Taker, HBK as special guest referee. This match had everything that a guy from my era of wrestling, the Attitude Era of wrestling, could love and appreciate, and literally have no beef about the outcome of the match. Last year, these two guys went through hell, and I guess the thing that magnifies this match even more, because last year it was a no disqualification match, so that adds elements to the match that nobody could ever, like, you can only reach certain levels of pushing the guys to a certain limit through a basic one-on-one matchup. But when you take the rules out of the book, it was so much better. I was kind of skeptical about HBK being a special guest referee, because I figured, why would you throw this man into the match, even though he was part of that great era of wrestlers that we've known, the guys in my generation have known to grow and love. But Triple H, we all know, has always been a methodical guy. When he goes in the ring, it's always he wants to beat you. He wants to hurt you. He wants to make sure that you're not able to continue on in the match. He wants to literally destroy you. And that was showcased after the Undertaker got the upper hand. Undertaker came out throwing blows, did everything that he could to Triple H physically. Then hit him with the stairs. He got it back in the ring. It was tremendous, like, momentum building for the Undertaker. Then we go to the flip side. Once Triple H, he gets his counter on. I think it was the DDT that started it all. No, the spine buster to the stairs is what started it all. And after that moment, we know Triple H is going to literally beat you to death. And that's exactly what he did. He went outside, he got a steel chair, and he proceeded to deliver some of the most brutal chair shots in the, I guess, the concussion-free era of chair shots, because we all know that WWE doesn't allow guys to get hit in the head with chairs anymore. So in the concussion-free era of wrestling, when it comes to weapons-related attacks, these are some of the most brutal shots that you could ever deliver with a chair, and Triple H absolutely beat the Undertaker to I don't know, but he kept telling Shawn Michaels, "You got to end this, otherwise I'm gonna do something that everyone's gonna regret." Undertaker said, "Don't end the match. Don't end the match." And the emotion that Shawn Michaels displayed between the conflictions of wanting to be on his best friend's side, but also wanting to respect what the Undertaker has done in this tremendous WrestleMania streak, that emotion came off as so good, because you can actually see that he didn't know what he wanted to do. It was like, do I want to do this? Do I want to end it early? Or do I want to be on my guy's side? Or do I want to honor the Undertaker's streak with the respect that I have for this guy? Because you got to remember that Undertaker and HBK put on one hell of a show. Not their second match, but their first match was absolutely outstanding. The second match was subpar compared to what they did in their first match. But Triple H's second match, this was by far like the greatest thing that I've ever seen, especially in terms of this generation of wrestling. Now, we've seen HBK get involved. We knew it was going to happen at some point. I guess that was his way of trying to end it early, but he had to pay with that when Taker got him in Hell's Gate. I don't know how many times he's locked people in that Hell's Gate in that match. I think it has to be a record for attempts of putting people in that move, but Triple H brought out the sledgehammer. You seen HBK stop him from smashing the Undertaker's skull with the sledgehammer. Then you have the moment where Undertaker, he builds his comeback up. Well, we got to remember that HBK, he hit the Sweet Chin Music, the pedigree. I mean, the amount of punishment that these guys went through in this match, the kickouts, the kickouts, the beatings, the brutality, the emotion, everything that these guys showcased throughout this match was absolutely incredible. I mean, I could go on through the details of this match the whole night, I mean, for the rest of this video, but I don't think there's really a need for me to do that. But I will say this. If this is the Undertaker's last match, there's no, I put it this way, after this match, he could stop wrestling, because this was absolutely incredible right here. You could see the bruises on these guys' bodies after the match. The Undertaker's back was literally purple with all kinds of bruises on it. The chair shot that he delivered to Triple H's back, his first one that he delivered, that was simply insane. The one part that I didn't like about this is them bringing in another referee. That was probably like the low light of that whole match, but in terms of the highlight of the match, the whole match was a highlight, because the action started from beginning to end. There was no let up in what was happening, because even when the physical action between the two stopped, the emotion between HBK and Triple H that they showed between each other, with Triple H saying, "Stop the match or I'm going to do something that you don't want to see," that was incredible. I mean, this was literally an end of an era match. I don't think we'll ever see anything that ever lives up to this. This match will be hard to follow by any standards in terms of what the WWE has to bring to the forefront. Like I said, 5-star matches. All in all, if I'm going to have to do a scale of 1 to 10. Scale to 1 to 10, because in my opinion there were 2 good matches and then one with the incredible build up, but it was a letdown to me. The other matches were okay. The Brodus Clay moment was by far the funniest thing I've seen in quite a while, but in terms of wrestling. But if I'm going to give it out of a 10, I'm going to go ahead and give this match possibly the whole card in itself. Undertaker, Triple H, HBK, especially the embrace at the end of it, I mean, that propelled the show to extraordinary heights. Just for that match alone, I'm gonna have to give the card an 8 out of 10. It was a great match, great night. Like I said, some things let me down, but other things picked it up. If it wasn't for this end of an era match, I think the card in itself would probably be a 6 in my opinion. But Triple H, Undertaker, HBK, congratulations. You guys really did drive home the point of what the generation of my guys grew up on, and it really came off great on TV. Kudos to you guys. If I don't ever see you guys until the next WrestleMania, I would not be disappointed. You guys deserve it. I applaud you. It was great. That's pretty much all I have to say about this WrestleMania 28 review. WrestleMania 28 is in the books. We'll see what happens tonight. See who comes back tonight, if anybody comes back. Larry Jenkins, Blazer Sports Report, WrestleMania 28 review. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.